Inside Barclays Center. Third game of the day as Trilogy takes on the unbeaten Killer 3's here inside Barclays Center. So we take a look at the standings. We got two teams right now unbeaten. The triplets who won earlier today and the Killer 3's. Meanwhile, Trilogy, well, they're in that pack of teams with just one win, trying to fight their way to 500. Hello, everyone. Brian Custer alongside my partner, Jim Jackson. And listen, Killer 3's certainly been impressive. One of two unbeatens left.
You know, the difference with the team this year, we talked about it, is the fact that their backcourt is strengthened. Frank Nitty, of course, can get past and get inside and do some things. So, and C.J. Watson provides leadership. And how about Trilogy? Last week, able to knock off Power out, albeit that they had some injuries. An opportunity for the second week in a row to knock off an undefeated team. But collectively, as a group, it has to be done. It can't just be one individual.
Let's take a look at the roster. It's brought to you by State Farm. We start with the Killer 3's. They're led by Steven Action Jackson and Franklin Session, also known as Frank Nitty, because he gives them buckets. C.J. Watson as well offensively. You talked about that backcourt. It's Steven Jackson, third in the Big 3 in scoring.
You know, ironically, Steven talked about what he needed to do to get better, and he's improved each week. Josh Powell giving you solid contributions as a big man that can step out. You talked about Frank Nitty, third in the Big 3, I think it is, in assists, but he's putting the ball on the deck and he can isolate and get some things going.
Here's a look at the Trilogy roster. It's brought to you by State Farm. Hey, Jason Terry is back. He's their captain along with James White and David Hawkins. And it's really David Hawkins is the guy who fuels Trilogy.
Well, a continuation of last year when Hawk kind of broke out of his shell and became a major scorer for this Trilogy team. And last week he was on full display, especially down the stretch of the game. It wasn't just his scoring, it was his decision-making, when to take a shot, when to pull back, then ultimately leading his team to their first victory.
Here's Kenyon Martin. He's the head coach of Trilogy. Listen, he was a New Jersey Nets star. Led them to back-to-back NBA Finals appearances. First time coaching this season in the Big 3. But let's go to our Michael Rappaport on the court.
Someone who's always ready to ante up the king of New York, Charles Oakley. How do you feel to be in Brooklyn at Barclays for this Big 3 game?
It feels great. I watched the Nets, Brooklyn Nets play this year. Now I'm here again for the Big 3. Great turnout, a lot of fans, and just glad for all the support for the Big 3 and myself.
All right, you guys need this win today. Playing Trilogy, they're going to come at you guys hard. You're undefeated. What are you guys going to do to pull this victory out?
Well, we just going to play hard. We know what they're about. They're going to go one-on-one. They're going to talk trash. But you know what? We got guys do the same thing. We're just going to play hard.
All right, well, good luck. Oh, glad to see Charlie Oakley in New York City.
Absolutely. This one will be intense. As intense as their coaches are. Hey, Fat Joe is here. See, sitting courtside. We got hip-hop royalty in the house here at BK.
Let me lean back just a little bit and enjoy the scene and the setting right now. You know?
We all the way up.
Yeah, we all the way up, baby. That's the beauty about the Big 3 in regards to, again, I said this from the very beginning, the respect, the love that they give to Ice Cube for putting something like this together. Yeah, think about it. You step out on a ledge on that. Yeah. It's a big risk to take on this responsibility, to play in NBA arenas, to get guys to play, the funding part of it. You put your name and reputation out there. So to see the support not only from, fellows of the industry, but the fans itself has been dramatic.
Absolutely. Here's David Hawkins. Misses, grabs his board, and lays it back up and in. David Hawkins lays it in. Folks, keep this in mind. David Hawkins' teams are 5-0 when he scores at least 18 points. But 1-7 when he scores 17 or fewer. That's how crucial he is, not only to this Trilogy squad. Last year it was Tri-State.
That just also means that a guy like James White, needs to step up and make some shots early in the game because he's capable of doing it. Patrick O'Brien, beautiful stroke from the outside. And whoa,
Josh Powell showing off the hops. And we're tied up at 2. Here's James White now with the rock. Started by Steven Jackson. Pullback. Too strong. Here's Franklin Session, also known as Frank Nitty. Stolen by James White. He lays it in.
And that's right there, the decision. That half a second of that hesitation of Powell throwing it. Deflection, now you give up an easy basket.
Nitty. Pull up. And David Hawkins will clear it for Trilogy. Back to Nitty, down, spins. Wild shot to Patrick O'Brien.
Early on, I was able to get inside, but that time 2 physical plays, no fouls called on either side. By the officials, Killer 3 able to maintain the possession.
Air ball. James White lays it in. Trilogy with a quick 6-2 lead. Charles Oakley calls a timeout immediately and wants to know why Frank Nitty didn't take the ball to the basket.
But a tendency sometimes is to fall in love with the jump shot. I think for me early on in the game, I love to put pressure on the defense. Come guard me, check me one-on-one. See if you can stay with me. Let me loosen things up a little bit. Get the ball to the basket. Get a good sense and feel on which way the game is going. And then the jump shot presents itself. You step right in with confidence and take it.
Charles Oakley, head coach of the Killer 3's, played 10 seasons with the Knicks. Reached the playoffs in all 10 of those seasons. And one of the reasons why he's so beloved in this city.
My mentor took care of me when I was younger, showed me the professionalism of being an NBA player. Showed me the ins and outs, too, of how to hang in New York City, sometimes after midnight.
Let's go on the court. Here's our Michael Rappaport.
All right, I'm here with Frank Nitty, Frank the shadiest. Is this your first time playing pro ball in Brooklyn?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What does Brooklyn basketball mean to you? You're from the West Coast.
Man, this was a mecca of basketball. So, I mean, everything, man. Everybody wanted to be like the Shuttlesworths and all them at Rutgers. Come on, man. I know what it is.
All right, so you guys are undefeated. They're coming at you. They're coming at you hard. What are you guys going to do to pull out this victory, Frank?
We got to just buckle down, play defense. We're a grit and grind team, so we're just going to take what we can get.
All right, well, good luck. Can't wait to see you put on a show for the Brooklyn crowd. They're going to appreciate what you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Frank the shadiest.
Hey, Mike, who's more dramatic, of this one or that one?
Say it again.
Who's more dramatic, of this one or that one? Ooh. Come on. The white one or the black one? Come on. Give you a little KRS love. KRS-One love in Brooklyn.
Here's Nitty. Missed that 3. O'Brien, the board. James White, the shake on Steven Jackson and lays it in. He's got 6 points.
But see, that's what I'm saying. James White can give you so much. I thought that, I said it before the championship year when they won it, he was so integral to them being successful. He has to be more, I would say, aggressive, off the dribble especially.
It's Hawkins, Euro step. Missed the layup. Here's Steven Jackson, his first shot, too strong. Nitty, the drive, and lays it in.
Yeah,
that's what Charles Oakley wanted.
That's it, but Hawk that time kind of stopped, and Nitty smartly maintained his dribble. It was an extended dribble and step that got him inside for that layup.
4-point lead for Trilogy. First team to 25, we go to the half. O'Brien rolls. And the foul on Josh Powell, a little push. His first.
I wouldn't want that one. 1 for 2.
So here's Patrick O'Brien at the line. He had 14 and 10 last week. Trilogy got their first win of the season. And he knocks down that free throw. 6-point lead for Trilogy. Kenyon Martin squad. Here's Steven Jackson. That three is short. Killer 3 is just 2 of 9 so far from the field. Here's David Hawkins. Backs down Nitty. They kick out the flight for 3. Too strong. Steven, pocket pass, knocked away. And O'Brien, Steven Jackson go diving for it.
Great hustle that time by Stack. And also O'Brien, that time the pass was deflected. A little late by Stack right here. Maybe a bounce pass or throw it to the rim, but O'Brien peeking out his rearview mirror, seeing Jackson coming behind them, both hustle.
They're going to call a foul on Steven Jackson. Both of those guys gave maximum effort going for that loose ball. Hawkins again working on Nitty. Great defense by Powell. Powell stole it, lays it up. I thought Hawkins should have went right up.
He should have. Sometimes you try to overpower a smaller opponent, and then you end up getting yourself into trouble. And that time Hawkins did that instead of when he got to the spot right in the middle, he could have just pulled up over the top and taken an easy shot.
James White gets the roll.
And I think that's what James has to do, especially against Steven Jackson, forcing to play defense.
He's got 8. Trilogy. A 6-point lead of the Killer 3's. It's Big 3 here on the CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Brooklyn. You know, Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern, the World Cup celebration rolls on as the ladies of We Need to Talk check in with some of the members of the U.S. Women's National Team. Plus, tennis star Sam Querrey joins the show. And Lisa Leslie breaks down the latest twists and turns of the NBA free agency. It's all right here on the CBS Sports Network. And hey, take a look at this. On Friday, a luncheon was held here in Brooklyn to honor the 3 prominent women doing outstanding work in the Big 3. Big 3 chairman of the board, Amy Trask, was there, as well as the coaches. Lisa Leslie and Nancy Lieberman were honored as the women of the Big 3 Power Lunch. That's phenomenal, and you can see what those ladies are doing. In fact, how about Lisa Leslie? Her team, one of 2 unbeaten teams in the Big 3. She's with our Michael Rappaport.
Head coach of the triplets, unbeaten, Lisa Leslie. But you got a show coming out. We Need to Talk. Talk to me about why you're so excited to present this.
Well, We Need to Talk is a show with all women. We co-host a show talking about all sports, and it's a great opportunity for you guys to tune in on CBS Sports Network. And we had a chance to talk about the women of the Big 3 with myself, Nancy Lieberman, as well as Amy Trask, who's also a co-host. And hey, we're women who are excited about having the opportunity to share the stage and talk about so many men in sports. I'm happy to be a head coach, one of the first African-American female head coaches in this league, and to have so much success.
And also coaching men. You know, Nancy Lieberman last week got into it, one of her star players, Big Baby Davis. They were going back and forth. But I feel like if you go back and forth with your coach, that is respectful. Talk about coaching men and what that means, what that doesn't mean.
I think it just comes down to X's and O's. We never think about our gender. Everybody's passionate out here. We all want to win. And I don't think at the end of the day we would dissect if a male got into it with his coach if it's about respect or not. Don't be disrespectful, obviously, it's authority, but at the same time, it's a give and take in coaching. You have to be a good leader. So I haven't had that situation. I have some great players. Joe Johnson's an excellent leader. But, you know, if it did come to that, it's a part of the game. We got to keep it moving.
Well, can't wait to watch We Need to Talk, hosted by Lisa Leslie. The unbeaten triplets, Jimmy, Brian, we're in a beautiful Brooklyn on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Thank you, Lisa.
Absolutely.
You know, it comes down, bottom line, dude, is that players respect coaching and intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's male or female. When you do that, then you're going to get, you know, the attention, you know, and guys are going to respect that. They're going to play hard for you. If you don't understand it on both sides of the ball, that's when you get a little pushback.
Lisa Leslie signing some autographs here, the Hall of Famer. What a job she's done with that triplet squad. 6-point lead here for Trilogy. Oh, Hawk took it. Nitty takes it away. Steven Jackson for 3 is short. And Nitty grabs Hawkins.
And Stack just a little off with the jump shot right now. Has it targeted up, but keep in mind, Stack is going to continue to press the button and switches to try to figure out how to get into his comfort zone.
First team to 25, we go to the half. Here's Sam Young. He's checked in for the first time. Spin. Pulls up, got it. And Trilogy is rolling right now. They're up 8.
Quality of shots this time. Trilogy is doing a fantastic job of attacking the paint. Kind of pushing Killer 3's back on their heels and then being able to convert once they get down there.
Stack the drive, no, but Josh Powell. Another follow-up.
Horns one! Horns one! Horns one!
Kenyon Martin calling out the plays. Horns 1. Here's James White. Short with the jumper.
And Martin Kenyon wanted the pass. It was a quick pass. Young diving down the lane. David Hawkins missed him. He had to settle for a 3-point shot.
Here's Powell. Misses that jumper.
Great D by that time by Session. Great D.
Josh Powell dunks it home. All of a sudden, he's got 8 in the lead, just 4.
Well, great anticipation. That time Session knew that Young was going hard to his left. He hurry up and stepped right in. Excellent footwork to cause the turnover that time, and Powell was the recipient of an easy layup.
Here's Hawk. Drives. Lays it in.
Hawk on the drive. Young with a little brush screen. And Powell, the hesitation of whether to get back to Young or to stop the drive, open up the opportunity for Hawk to finish.
Dante Green is checked in for the Killer 3's. He's got the rock. Here's Frank Nitty. Oh, hitting with a crossover, has it stripped with a reach in on Trilogy.
A little quickness right there by Sessions. What makes him a fan favorite in the Drew League is his ability to be tricky with the basketball, to kind of navigate through some tight situations on the court.
This guy was a 3-time Drew League MVP. He knocks down the free throws, and all of a sudden, lead just 4 now for Trilogy. Here's David Hawkins going straight to the rack. Knocked away.
Hey, on offense, I'm a headset. Hey, you gotta take mine.
A lot of ice on those wrists, huh?
Do you think?
A good strip by Dante Green. And lays it in.
I tell you what, listen, last week he had 13 points, okay? And he had 14 a game in week 1. Powell has been an added incentive to this Killer 3's team.
Oh, James White missed the bunny. Here's Steven Jackson. He's got an opportunity to tie it up or even take the lead. He's going for the lead and missed it. Carlos Arroyo will check in. David Hawkins will have a seat. Young shot rolls out. Dante Green got the 3. And how about the Killer 3's? They get their first lead 17-6.
Well, this Killer 3 team is undefeated for a reason. They don't panic when they get down early to kind of dig in defensively.
Flight puts an end to that 11-2 run by the Killer 3's. 1 point lead for Trilogy. First team to 25. We go to the half. Here's Sam Young, spins. Arroyo, got it.
That relocation right there by Arroyo. Young able to draw two defenders around him, and Carlos able just to find the opening right there at the free throw line.
Diddy. Oh, he is tricky. Oh, he's tricky. One point lead for Trilogy as we go back and forth.
Well, it's so important for Session to play well because C.J. Watson is not dressed in this game. So the onus of running the team is all on the shoulders of Frank Nitty. And right now, he's doing an outstanding job of aiding the squad.
Sam Young. Three-point lead for Trilogy. And Kenyon Martin and Frank Nitty going to talk to one another.
Now, didn't we just have GP, one of the best trash talkers, talking to Will Bynum? Now we got K Martin right in that top 5, telling Frank Nitty make a jump shot. We know you can go to the basket, but if I'm Nitty, if you're going to give me the lane and I can continue to get there, that's what I'm going to do.
4 point lead for Trilogy. Here's Nitty working on Arroyo now. Lost it. Young dunks it home. And Trilogy goes to the half, up 6 and fired up. 9-2 run for Kenyon Martin's squad. That's the end of the first half with the score 25-19. And Sam Young with 2 with authority. Six-point lead for Trilogy, who got their first win last week, trying to battle their way to 500, Jim Jackson. We go on the court. Here's Michael Rappaport.
All right, he's coming through like the one-man army A-Son. We're out here in Brooklyn. You're playing against the undefeated Killer 3's, Killer B's. What are you going to do to win this game?
We just got to keep doing the same thing we're doing. Lock down, stack jack. Make Frank shoot the ball. Get the ball to Hawk and Sam. Just keep working.
Now, your coach, Kenyon Martin, this is his first time as a head coach this year. What do you make of the great Kenyon Martin out here?
He got a good future, man. He's doing a good job out there, handling the guys well. And you know you don't want to get on his bad side, so you got to do what he says.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. They call him James Flight. The man can take off from anywhere.
Look at Kenyon Martin. He's fired up. His team's up 6. They're looking for their second straight win. It's the Big 3 here on the CBS Sports Network.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
Two head coaches, Kenyon Martin, Charles Oakley, strong ties to this area. Kmart played 4 seasons with the Nets. 10 years. Heart and soul of those Knicks squads. We're at the half. Trilogy with a 6-point lead over the Killer 3's, thanks in part to James White. He's got 10 points in double figures, and I'll tell you what, Trilogy got their first win last week, and they've come in here on a mission.
Well, I talked about James White and his effect or imprint on the game. The first 3 games in double figures, no different this afternoon. 10 points already at half because he can do so many things well on the court, puts so much pressure on the defense, especially off the dribble. He forces teams to have to kind of take the ball out of his hands. The key for Trilogy in the second half, stay consistent in what you been able to do in the first half. Don't get caught up in anything else. Killer 3 is going to figure out ways to chip back into this game.
What about the little guy next to you?
Oh, Caden. My man Caden loving the game right now. That's the third man in our booth right now. So Brooklyn stand up. He's enjoying everything, right, my man? Got it.
I tell you what, he wants to hear Kenyon Martin, head coach of Trilogy. We've got him mic'd up.
Got him up? All right.
He ain't made no jump shot yet. Like I said, do something besides lay the ball up. Like I said, keep talking. Way to play.
Kenyon Martin, head coach of Trilogy. He is just as intense as a coach as he was as a player. His squad up 6 as we begin the second half, and Steven Jackson, third leading scorer in the Big 3, with 0 in the first half as Dante Green knocks down that 3.
Well, it's just up to Dante Green and Frank Nitti to kind of keep this game in balance, allow Steven Jackson to kind of get his rhythm, because we know he can take over, averaging 22 points a game. So it doesn't take long for him to get hot.
It's a great idea. Yeah. Challenge at the rim. Dante Green snags the board.
A mismatch right here. Smaller Carlos Arroyo on
Green behind the back pass. Nitti. Double pump. Got it.
Actually, that's good D by Sam Young. It's just a little bit more creativity by Frank Nitti to be able to get that shot up and to finish it.
Oh, what a screen. Sam Young. Ball fake. Drives. Up and under. Left hand. Sam Young.
I'm going to say what, great D by that time by Stack, but how about the patience and the outstanding footwork that time of Sam Young to get the up and under for the 2.
Here's Dante Green for 4.
Interesting, too, in the second half that David Hawkins didn't start. It was Arroyo that got it, but Hawkins coming back in the next dead ball.
Here's Arroyo. Oh, how about this? On the run, knocks it down. Carlos Arroyo. First team to 50, wins it. You got to win by 2. Nitti turns the corner. Steven Jackson. Held scoreless. The drive, and he'll go to the line.
And it was funny with Stack. We both do some stuff at Fox together during the day with Speak for Yourself, and he was saying that, this is interesting, that even to this day, because he's such a competitor, he watches a lot of tape and continues to work on things he needs to improve on in his game for the Big 3. Now, again, that just tells you the professionalism of a lot of the guys that are still playing, that even though they're at the back end of their career in regards to retire, but this here, he's still trying to figure out ways to improve his game at this stage of his career.
Averaging 22, tied for 3rd in the Big 3 in scoring. First 2 points in the game. Very awesome. Lead is 3 for Trilogy. So Steven Jackson saying, listen, telling the referee, I know I hit it, but this guy's, he's holding me. Here's Sam Young. Knocks down the jumper.
You know that Dante Green is going to give that to Sam Young, and that time you hear Oakley kind of say, stay back, but you know, you have to, if you're young, you have to make Green respect that by knocking it in.
Here's Steven Jackson.
There it is.
Yep. Maybe he needs to get to the foul line just to start seeing things go down his way as he knocks down the jumper. Lead is 3.
And Killer 3 kind of right where they want to be at. Striking distance to get a stop.
Sam Young, the bump, right off the glass. Five-point lead. 4 on the shot clock. Contested. Good defense by Sam Young. 5 on his shot clock. Young with the left hand. And Trilogy. "15 points for Sam Young. 8 of them have come here in the second half. Hawk gets the bug by Frank Nitti. Charles Oakley and the Killer 3's are going to call a timeout. Trilogy up 7. It's the Big 3. We're in Brooklyn, here on the CBS Sports Network.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
We're in Brooklyn. Big 3 here on the CBS Sports Network. Trilogy up 7 on the Killer 3's. You know, next week, well, we're heading to Kansas City. A slate of 3 games you can see on CBS, CBSSports.com. And then on Sunday, we're heading to OKC, Oklahoma City, for another slate of 3 games here on the CBS family slate of networks. Trilogy being led by Sam Young. He hasn't missed a shot yet. He's with our Michael Rappaport.
Sam Young looking like Sammy the Bull, coming through like a Crooklyn Dodger. You have not missed a shot today. You know these guys are coming at you. What are you going to do to hold off the Killer 3's?
Just stay patient. If they try to double me or something like that, I'm just going to kick it out to the teammates. Just make the right play.
What do you think of Frank Nitti? He's razzling, he's dazzling, he's shaking, he's making. Frank Sessions, what do you make of his game?
He's a pretty good player. He can play. He's a little faster than everybody else out here, so he's going to do his thing for sure.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. Sam Young looking Sammy-ish.
He's looking
Sam
fantastic.
I am.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's 7 of 7 from the field. 15 points, JJ.
Yeah, coming off only 2 points last week. You're talking about a shot in the arm for Trilogy right now when you need it most. Again, the ability, well, the opportunity to knock off another undefeated team. What you have to have when you do that is special guys step up in special moments, and Sam Young right now taking control.
13,107 here inside the Barclays Center, including LL Cool J sitting courtside. Hawk, his shot blocked, but the foul by Frank Nitti.
Yeah, and I like the play coming out of the timeout, out of bounds on the side, isolated D-Hawk on the post against Sessions, knowing now that White is knocking down jump shots. Young kind of spreading the court. It gave him a one-on-one opportunity to pick up the foul.
And Hawk knocks down the free throws. Lead is 9. Here's Nitti. Dante Green spins, leans in, lays it in.
How about the counter move that time by Green? Driving hard left. Young able to cut him off, but maintaining his balance, spinning back to his right. Able to lay it in.
Here's Sam Young. With the head. Yes, he is. Good strip by Dante Green.
Beautiful.
The Frank Nitti. 5-point lead, Trilogy. Here's Hawk. 3 now on the shot clock. Sam Young got to get it up. Shot clock violation.
Doesn't feel like Trilogy's had so much advantage in this game? It should be more like
the league should be bigger.
Yes, it feels like it, but you know, a 5-point advantage. Now down to 3. And that's what I'm saying in regards to a team like Killer 3's who's confident. They don't panic from where they're at. They kind of stand within shouting distance.
And a steal by Frank Nitti.
These are kind of plays that kind of take away from the offense. Nitty able to get it in, and now
Dante Green. Yep, another jumper.
Able to take advantage of it. Again, the defensive side is where Killer 3's has picked it up these last few possessions.
7-point lead, but all of a sudden the 8-0 run by the Killer 3's, and the lead is just one. And Kenyon Martin has called a timeout. He wanted to discuss some things.
You gotta take care of the ball, fellas.
Don't look for that foul. He ain't calling that. Lift up, lift up. Hey,
Close.
stop. Yep. Bucket and a stop. Lift up. Bucket and a stop.
Close, get Sam.
Hey, hold the shoulder. Hold the shoulder.
Run fist up now. He got Sam, run fist up.
So a 1-point lead for Trilogy. Keep in mind, Killer 3's their only lead when it was 17-6. That was in the first half. They led for like 40 seconds.
Well, Kenyon Martin going with a smaller lineup, 2 guards, well, Carlos Arroyo in the backcourt to kind of see if he can stay in front of Frank Nitty, and they're Hawk.
They needed that. David Hawkins knocks down that 3.
Yeah, coming out the timeout, a big basket that time by Trilogy.
40-36, first team to 50, you win it. You got to win by 2. Here's Nitty, the jumper, missed it. Here's Hawk, thought about the 4. He'll pull up from 3 again. Got it! Uh-oh! The Hawk is taken off for Trilogy. Steven Jackson, off the glass and 1. Back and forth we go here, Jim Jackson.
Yeah, stack. And so, but what is this?
I'm here, guys. Listen, we know the Killer 3's are coming. They don't go away. They do not go away. I love being here in the Bronx. I'm learning from the best here, learning from the pros.
Well, we know that, but
next year, listen, next year I might not be in the field. I might be a play-by-play guy.
But listen, you're giving our audience information we already told.
No,
you're not paying attention to what we're saying.
No, I'm watching this, and I'm watching you guys. There's 3 things going on. I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm doing it all. And, one thing I wanted to point out, David Hawkins, he started the season a little slow.
Right.
But last year he was an MVP candidate, and he's starting to pick up his rhythm now.
Hawk has scored 9 straight points. And keep in mind, his teams are 5-0 when he scored 18 or more. Steven Jackson now for 3. 46-42. Trilogy can win it with a 4. Here's Hawkins. He's on the 4-point shot. He's going to take it.
I was going to say you're going to walk off like Joe Johnson.
Here's Steven Jackson now. Drive, lays it in. 2-point lead.
Overcommitment here by Hawk, and that reach gave Stack the ability to get down into the lane. Kenyon wanted the ball, Trilogy to take it out quickly while Steven Jackson was still on the deck. And that's what he's arguing about that point.
Come on, man. Don't stop the ball on our play, man.
Steven Jackson's got 12 points all in the second half. Here's James White behind the back. Drive. Rolls off. Here's Dante Green. Double pump and lays it in. It's all tied up at 46. First team to 50, you win it.
Coach Martin continue to stay defense with Arroyo in the game. And Sam Young, the most productive player on the bench.
Arroyo spins.
Offense. Yeah, the hook. Now, a foul could have been called before, maybe by the bump by Nitty, but they didn't. The officials let it go, and right there it's a hook. Easy call by the official on the baseline because they didn't call the initial contact by Session.
7-0 run by the Killer 3's.
Where's going?
Victory blaring in the arena. They go to Dante Green. The You heard Kenya Martin say, James White shoot the 4. He's going to do it for the win.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds by Nitty.
Okay, you got the 4-point shot out the way. Now you got to win by 2. But let's see if Flight Trilogy can get a foul, get to the free throw line.
Here's Hall. Body.
Almost.
And they call the foul on Nitty.
Hey! No.
So David Hawkins will go to the line.
Smart play. You know, at this situation, unless you got a wide open jump shot, you don't want to bail Killer 3's out. So what you do, use that big body, knowing you have the advantage inside. Plus you have 2 shooters on the perimeter. You really can't help if you're Killer 3's. Now you're able to get yourself to a free throw line and get a 3-point play.
Tied up. Point game coming. They go to Hawkins.
And look what they put on him. Dante Green.
Falls to the ground.
Jump ball.
Jump ball is the call.
It's all wrong. It's all wrong.
And I tell you, that one right there, smart decision by putting Dante Green right there on Hawk. Hawk loses his balance through the tie-up. Trilogy has another shot at it.
We got a 20, right? We got a 20, right? Hey, we got a 20, right? What y'all gonna review?
David Hawkins has been ready for Trilogy as we're tied up at 48.
Hey, come here, come here. They messed up.
Hawkins has gotten 19. His team's 5-0 when he has scored at least 18 points.
I know they did already.
Hey, by rule, you're not supposed to receive the ball. After that free throw, by rule, White's going to receive the ball up top with a new shot.
Well, you heard that, Jim Jackson. It's going to be Killer 3 basketball as opposed to Trilogy basketball.
And that's why the officials want to come back together.
It was 2 players ago. Y'all horrible.
Well, I mean, you just got to get us out now if you're Trilogy. But if you're the Killer 3, right now, Dante Green has been kind of the guy that you can depend on right here.
Here's Nitty. Dante Green for the win. Rolls off. James White now. Here's Hawk. He's got 19. And gets Dante Green in the air.
Tricky, but intelligent. The pump fake, knowing that Dante Green was recovering. This is what it's all about when you sit there and talk about winning the game. You had a chance to finish it. Hawk at the line right now.
He can win it with this free throw. Point game Trilogy, who've now rolled off 2 straight wins and sit at 500. Meanwhile, the Killer 3 suffer their first defeat of the season, and we've got just 1 unbeaten in the Big 3 right now.
But 2 weeks in a row, this Trilogy team figured out a way to knock off an undefeated team. Once again, okay, Power didn't have the full complement of players, but so what? They still had to take care of their business and handle it. This week, we're able, Trilogy, to get out in front early, figure out ways to navigate and score, and then maintain that once Killer 3 kind of made their run in the second half. So you kind of see a trend here with this Trilogy team. They're starting to figure out how to work better offensively and defensively.
Well, David Hawkins, game high score with 21. Trilogy gets the win. When we come back, you'll hear from the head coach and David Hawkins.